I was in a workshop recently and we did an exercise that was very interesting to me. And so I wanted to tell you about it here, give you a demonstration, and just kind of share with you some of my thoughts and impressions about doing an exercise such as this. We were asked to do a blind drawing self portrait. I've done blind drawings before where you look at an object and then you draw it without looking at your paper. You just keep your eyes focused on the subject and just draw instinctively, or and the subject usually looks a little bit wonky, which winds up being okay. The point of the lesson, as I've understood it, is to just develop greater concentration, focus, paying attention to details, just taking your time, drawing an object, just studying the object, not worrying about the outcome on the paper, but just focusing on the subject. And so when we were asked to do the self portrait, the idea was, well, to be honest, I don't do portraits. I've done a few, but I've always been kind of nervous because when we do a painting of another person, we're all usually a little bit particular about our appearance. We're a little self conscious. And so I've loved doing animal portraits because that little quirky grin or, cockeyed expression is always adorable in our pets, but we don't like it in ourselves. It's harder for us to look at ourselves and appreciate our likeness, if you will. And so, this exercise, we were encouraged to say kind things about ourselves to ourselves while we were drawing. Normally, we would look at every wrinkle, every line and wrinkle, and every crooked tooth or lopsided earlobe or whatever it is that we notice every day looking in the mirror. Other people don't usually see these things about us. They see us as a whole being, a whole face, or whatever. And so the point of the exercise is to be a little bit kinder to ourselves, to our artwork, and to our expression. So I'm going to demonstrate for you. I have a mirror right here in front of me, and I have a sketch pad. We were asked to do the exercise in several ways. The first one was just using a pencil or whatever kind of marker that we wanted to use, just, looking at our reflection in the mirror and drawing it, never looking down at paper. Another one we did was layering two different medium. It could be a marker, it could be paint, it could be charcoal, just a variety, whatever it was. But we did two, one on top of the other. And then as we went through it, my favorite of all things, we had to do it with our non-dominant hand as one of the options. And I noticed in my set of exercises, I took it far more slowly when I was using my non-dominant hand than when I used my dominant hand. And I think that was just sort of a double whammy, if you will, just getting out of my comfort zone, not looking at what I was doing and using my non-dominant hand. But so it slowed me down. And that's something else too, as we paint, as we create, as we find our way through life, being able to slow down, pause, be in the moment, observing the moment. So I think that's basically what this exercise is intended to be about. So anyway, I will demonstrate it for you here. And I hope some people in the workshop did the challenge. One person did a self portrait of some type. Some were blind portraits, such as this one, but she did it 365 days for a whole year. And another one did it every day for 100 days. I'm hoping to do one every day this week. I'm filming this on Monday. And so, life gets busy. I'm not always here in my studio. I pop in and acknowledge my artistic self every morning by turning on a light in this room. But hopefully with an intention of doing just one blind self-portrait every day this week, I'll be able to include my collection at the end of this video, just for your interest and your invitation to give it a go. You don't have to be a great artist. You'll see you do not have to be a great artist. There's something in the freedom, the looseness, the abstractness that brings these portraits to life that has been very, very enjoyable to me in my experience. So here we go. I've chosen a turquoise blue, just one of my favorite colors. And so I will begin. I'm just looking at my portrait, not at my paper, except for get my first mark. I do have to look at my paint bucket just to make sure I'm getting paint on my brush. That's one thing, if you use a pencil, it stays, you don't have to keep refilling it, okay? So whatever medium, but I enjoy doing the paint. I think maybe because I'm familiar with painting, I'm more comfortable with painting, having a paintbrush in my hands. But you can see, this does not take an expert to do. Anybody can do it. And our expression sometimes comes to play in here unknowingly. Those are those wrinkles next to my nose. I'm smiling in this one. I think the ones I did before, I was neither talking nor smiling. I was just really, really concentrating on what I was doing. Geez, I want to look at it, but I can't. Yeah, I did just a glimpse to see where my hand was. And you don't want to take too long on these. Just do them quickly. 3 to 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Let's see, did I miss anything? I think there's my shoulder. There's my shoulder. Who knows if that's where my shoulder is? I have a little eyebrow. Eyebrow. I don't know if I put my pupils in. Versus. All right, and so there you have it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry this. I'm going to put all my cameras on pause for just a minute. I'm going to dry this and I'm going to go over it again and use just a black marker. I love how the layers just kind of give it a little bit more depth. So stick with me a minute while I go and dry this paint. Okay, I used my blow dryer, and this is pretty dry to the touch. And, you know, I thought I was putting in my glasses, my brush ran dry, but that's okay. This is not to be like a perfect rendition. We're getting rid of perfection. We're just enjoying a process, appreciating who we are, and saying good things to ourselves. So there you go. I'm going to use a black marker this time. I'll do the same thing again. I'll look at myself in my mirror without looking at what I'm drawing. I'll just keep looking at my reflection and see what happens here. I'll look at a starting point. I don't know why I like to start at the crown of my head, but there you go. And these can be as detailed or as simple as you want it to be. I've seen some people do it just like in our workshop, they were just very detailed. One person, we had like 7 ways we were gonna did this exercise, and they put all 7 exercises on one sheet of paper, which was kind of an interesting take. It was just layer by layer. Y'all are probably laughing looking at this because I can't even remember if I did my nose or not. I think I just got my glasses. Laugh lines. I've been laughing a lot. do all my teeth in there, but let's see, I think I put my earring in on this other one. I think I put pupils in, and perhaps these are going to be in a crazy place. So I think that might be it. Oh, Nellie. So the thing is, we can come back once it's done if we want to, kind of, to fill it in, color it in, do other things with it. But as just as a fun work of art to get in touch with our feelings, our expression. This one, my eyes, I think before, we'll have to go back and see, but I think before my eyes were a little bit squintier and happier. I don't think I put my pupil in there. I can't remember. I think I just did the outline of my eyes. And my smile was bigger. I think in this one I was a little bit more anxious, self-conscious. So in that, I think our feelings, our emotions do come out even in these simple little drawings that we do. If you've ever done an exercise like this and you want to share your experience of that, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you in any way, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And feel free to hit the like button, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.